Hey guys, 9000 here, and today we'll be seeing on what death battle matches would be a possibility that they could be in death battle, and some that straight up would not be a good idea to put in death battle. So yeah, let's get into the first matchup. The Great Battle Beast versus Boros the Conqueror. Could Battle Beast beat or possibly just be comparable to Boros? Well, since Battle Beast was able to fight days on end against Frag, the strongest Viltrumite, well, genetically enhanced Viltrumite, then there is a possibility where he could beat and possibly keep up with Boros, since the fight's not taking place in space and definitely on land. But the victor to me is probably going to be Boros, but it could be Battle Beast. Kane versus Alistair. Honestly, this is pretty much impossible. Because unless Alistair gets summoned in the circus via ritual, then this battle's technically impossible since like two ways to do this fight is Alistair being outside, which means he can just destroy the computer since he doesn't really like technology all that much, or him being in the circus, which would result of him being practically screwed over by the logic of the circus itself. So yeah, it depends what or where the matchup's taking place, but I'd most likely give it to Kane. Donkey versus Mater. Well, honestly, Donkey has a dragon and Mater has a bunch of stuff. He's also made friends with aliens. So if he manages to get the aliens in the conversation, that he could win. But I think Donkey might take this one. Jotaro versus Yuta. And honestly, this depends how you treat the stands. But I doubt they'd be cursed energy related. So, possibly, because Yuta's ability is to copy cursed techniques. But Jotaro doesn't have a cursed technique. And honestly, well, the fight could go to Jotaro. So, yeah, I'm gonna say Jotaro. Robert Robertson versus Cecil Stetman. This fight's pretty interesting considering both of them are also captains of their own superhero teams. In the end, however, I believe Cecil would take the win. In a hand-to-hand combat, Cecil has experience of fighting in the past, but I think I might give it to Robert due to his strength and durability. But I don't know. It's more like to you guys to decide in the comments down below. But Cecil does have Hail Mary, the giant kaiju he pumped up with steroids, and he also has the giant space laser along with the Reanimin, of course. The Reanimin were able to damage and hurt Omni-Man, which, well, a Viltrumite, even I believe lower than Nolan, could definitely beat. They could definitely beat Robert or Mecha Man. So, yeah, I might as well give this to Cecil since he does have the better tech and artillery than Robert. Amori versus Room. I could talk about this, but there are so many other channels that talk about it and explain it much better than I do. So I suggest you go look on their channels. Jack Frost versus Scarecrow. The things I know about Jack Frost, at least according to the movies, since I don't know any other form of media that has him, is that he can reform himself out of anything. And the only thing that could pretty much take him down, to my knowledge, is antifreeze. He can also summon the mini gremlin snowman balls like such. And Scarecrow also has fear toxin, which he can't really breathe in. Like, Jack can't breathe in the thing. But I'm pretty sure to like some extent there was like one instance, probably, I don't know, there's like one instance of the Venom or like the Scarecrow something, I don't know. It managed to make the fears real, and Scarecrow had the real powers. So honestly, I'm taking this to Scarecrow. He also has weapons and whatever, so yeah. Nemesis versus Subject Delta. Honestly, I'm giving this to Nemesis since he can turn into a kaiju and various other things to adapt, and even when he dies. And Subject Delta does have a lot of things. So the fight could either go either way, or Nemesis could just win in the end. So this is pretty much a battle of endurance, just like Battle Beast versus Boros. Azrael, God of Hyperdeath, versus King Orange. And honestly, this might go to possibly Azrael, since he does have save files, I believe, and King Orange doesn't really have that. He does have the staff of Minecraft, which could manipulate and possibly affect the battlefield, but not gonna lie, I might just give this to Azrael. The King of Curses versus the King of Demons. Sukuna versus Muzan. And honestly, this is obvious. It's obviously going to be Sukuna. Because Sukuna has not only so much more, he's not only stronger and faster, he's also smarter than Muzan. So he also is battle IQ more intelligent than Muzan. And for those who say that he can't really harm him since he also has to cut him down to atoms and such, then what can Muzan really do to Sukuna? So yeah, Sukuna wins. Now one of my most favorite debates. The immovable object versus the unstoppable force. SCP-096 versus Wonder of You. The stand, not Toru, since Toru is basically useless in this. And this basically comes down to, could Wonder of You stop 096 before he gets to Toru and tears his ass off? Honestly, he could make acid rain, which could affect 096 since acid was able to damage him, but that was in his spinal cord in the past. So it could possibly affect him, especially the fact that even is all the calamities that are created by Wonder of You are supernatural. So 096, we never really got, at least to my knowledge, we never got the record of 096 looking himself dead in the eyes, in the mirror. Would he tear himself apart or something? Because we never really got a recording of such. So yeah, possibly, maybe. Thomas the Tank Engine versus Barney the Dinosaur. Holy shit, this is actually going to be one of the most terrifying, most cinematic, most climactic death battles of all time. Okay, Thomas was Superman once. Thomas has wishes that could pretty much wish Barney out of existence, but Barney's also technically a reality warper. This can go in so many ways. I don't know who it could be, so I'm just gonna go with my childhood hero, Thomas. Yeah, I'll just keep this brief. Bakugo's definitely winning, because, Rex is not as fast as Bakugo, and he's definitely not as durable, so yeah, I'm gonna give this to Bakugo. Are we dead ass? Obviously, LeGoat is beating the shit out of Sora AI. Sora is not beating LeBron. He's not beating LeGoat. He's not beating LeHammer. Okay? LeBron is my GOAT. Next. Knuckles versus Piccolo. Honestly, this might go... Knuckles is as strong as Sonic's fast, so it could go to Knuckles. But in most recent chapters, Piccolo is as strong as Ultra Instinct Goku, Super Ego Vegeta, and Broly in his legendary form. So, this might go to Knuckles, I'd say, or Piccolo. Monokuma versus Koro Sensei. The punishment versus the teacher, I guess. I don't know much about the whole thing, but Koro Sensei is either Mach 81 or 80, and Monokuma could... I've seen in a lot of debates that Monokuma could win and will win, since there's more than one version of Monokuma. So I guess the winner could be Monokuma. Ghostface versus Kevin McCallis, bro. Not gonna lie, in a one-on-one, I definitely see Ghostface winning against a small kid. But honestly, this might go to, I mean, if we're going like a different situation, this might probably kind of go to Kevin in like the circumstances of Ghostface like breaking into the house. But I might give this to Ghostface, honestly. Kevin could win. The One Punch Man versus the Mighty Squirrel Girl. Not gonna lie, if Saitama does not take her seriously, she's gonna mop the floor with his ass. Or with his bald head, bruh. The Great Ogre versus Sportacus. I'm pretty sure I saw in like one clip, I saw Sportacus lift a pyramid with a grappling hook or something like that. And if that's the case, then I definitely give it to Sportacus. He was truly number one. William Afton versus Zuko. Who would be able to win in a fight? Yeah, definitely Zuko. She not only has Monokuma to deliver the punishments, but I mean, like, nah. Springtrap has no win concept, I'm pretty sure. So, unless he can manipulate the soul, which I don't know if he could actually do that, then yeah, I definitely see Zuko winning in this against a rotting corpse in the soup for 30 years. Yeah, definitely Zuko. Doomsday versus the Hard to Destroy Reptile. I honestly give this to 682, since Doomsday can only adapt to one way. He only adapts when he dies, so he could adapt multiple times. But 682 can not only adapt when he dies, but he can also passively adapt to what's happening. And he also has other stronger forms. So very much possibly he could beat 682. No. I meant to say 682 beats Doomsday. The Conqueror of 10 Planets, I'm pretty sure, versus Ridley. Honestly, I'd see Vilgax winning in this, since he has taken a beating from Ben Tennyson. And honestly, I might, Ridley might win, but I'm giving this to Vilgax, since he is superior to Ridley. Gwen Tennyson versus Adam Eve. Yeah, nah, Gwen wins. She not only has skill, combat, experience with her powers, she has everything. She has her anodyte form, and honestly, I doubt Adam Eve would win. Since, well, it takes like 2 brain cells. It takes more than 2 brain cells. She doesn't even have 1 brain cell to even think of manipulating the atoms around her until like the very last minute of the fight or something. And honestly, yeah, I'm giving this to Gwen. Not even Adam Eve's final, whatever blast form could even deal damage to Gwen. So yeah, Gwen curb stomps. Ben 10 versus Jaden Yuki. Honestly, I take this to Ben. Yeah, I don't know what property the cards have, but Ben has Alien X, and it depends which version of Ben we're using. So yeah, I'm probably gonna give this to Ben. Yuji Itadori versus Denji. Honestly, I might see Itadori winning this for like we're using like the final JJK and not modulo. In Denji's case, it depends which one we're using. So, like the Chainsaw Man or Pochita. If we're using Chainsaw Man, then I definitely see Yuji winning. So yeah, on to the next. Benjamin Kirby Tennyson versus Blue Beetle. Honestly, I haven't seen the comics, so Blue Beetle might pull something out of his ass. But I'd mostly give this to Ben. Sans the Skeleton versus Springtrap. Honestly, I have nothing else to say. So yeah, Sans is definitely gonna win this. I don't see William come back, like, define like coming back, because as a robot, I mean, what did they just chop his head off? They never tried that. So yeah, I'm gonna give this to Sans. I could very much see this be a death battle. And honestly, with all the stuff Superman has, including the recon punch, then yeah, I definitely see Superman winning this. Flowey versus the princess. And although the princess does change the story each time the main character dies, Flowey can import save files so that he wouldn't be able to die. And also, kind of in a way, I mean, I guess Flowey would also Nah, Flowey wins this. I could see this being a death battle, and in a wave of fight, then Bill Cipher might as well lose, since I'm pretty sure in some points in time, Mr. Mix was able to change the story and also change the design of characters from other stories. And as opposed to Bill, where he can just shapeshift and do whatever he wants, Mixie's all has like he has control over time, space, and a bunch of other things. He can also grab people from other stories and from other timelines to do such things. I don't think Bill has that. I think he does, but I don't think he uses it. So yeah, I'm giving this to Mixie. Beetlejuice versus The Mask. And honestly, this might go to the Mask's favor, or this might go to Beetlejuice. Me personally, I'm leaning more to Beetlejuice since he has more of a reality warping status. He can survive a lot of other stuff. He became a star constellation. I don't go into the comics, so I don't know what the Mask is capable of. But I'm pretty sure, Beetlejuice would be able to win this. Yeah, okay, hey 9000 here. At some point in the video, I forgot to actually talk about, if some battles might be possible. So, in case, I just added, yes, Y, M, and N as yes, maybe, and no, if the battles could be added to Death Battle. Also, as a reminder, this is not based off the fact that if these Death Battles could happen. A lot of them could, but this is more like if Death Battle would add them. And honestly, in my opinion, it might.